You are now listening to the Motown Sports Talk podcast. Here's your hosts, Jordan and Dalton.
All right. Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, February 1st, 2021. It is officially Super Bowl week. Nobody really thought... I'm surprised we got to this point. There was a lot of speculation. I mean, there was a lot of games pushed back, a lot of COVID issues that happened throughout the year, but we're here. We're on schedule. It was, again, rumored that the Super Bowl could be pushed back a little bit, but we're here, we're on time, and hopefully that means the rest of the offseason will go as scheduled. And the next season, I'm assuming there's not going to be OTAs again, but hopefully we'll at least have training camp and preseason games next year. Yeah, a lot of time. We'll see. We don't even know how the draft's going to go. We know the combine's going to be a little bit different. That's going to be all video interviews and video workouts and all this stuff. I think pro days, you can still be in person, but still, it's going to be a weird off season. But yeah, we have the Chiefs versus the Buccaneers, which I think a lot of people had slated at the beginning of the year when Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, LaShawn McCoy, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown. Yeah, the Bucs went all in this year with Tom Brady. And again, a lot of people said they're going to the Super Bowl just because it's Tom Brady. And here they are. The
Against
Bucs.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, the Bucs beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, thank God, to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not really happy Brady's back again, but I definitely didn't want Aaron Rodgers in there. And the Chiefs beat the Bills, who we both wanted to go to the Super Bowl just because we understand their pain and how exciting it must have been to...
The Bills Mafia, we feel your pain, if any of you are watching.
Yes, we know what it's like, and trust me, we wish we could have been in that point in an NFC Championship game. So again, the fact that you guys made it that far, you should celebrate it and enjoy the season. But now, again, we move our focus to the Chiefs and the Bucs. So again, Dalton, I guess, what are your initial thoughts about the game, and who do you think's going to win?
Chiefs.
Good analysis.
I don't think the Bucs have a good enough team to keep up with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, their defense at the beginning of the year was non-existent, but their defense has really stepped it up as of late. And I just don't think that Tom Brady and that Bucs offense can keep up with Mahomes in their offense, and I don't think the Bucs defense is going to be able to stop Mahomes in that offense.
Yeah, I completely agree. The Bucs do have a really good defense, but the thing about Mahomes is they have a pretty good offensive line, and Mahomes gets the ball out so quick. I think he has like average of 3 seconds before he can get the ball, maybe even less than that. So,
and Mahomes also is good at
evading,
moving around,
getting out of pass rusher. Where, like I said,
and the Chiefs are perfect at Mahomes is moving. All right, let me go find a spot. Oh, right here's the hole in the defense. I'm just gonna stop right here and sit for Mahomes to see me. Like, the Chiefs are perfect at doing that.
It's basically what the Seahawks and the Packers do too, because their wide receivers and tight ends know that as soon as you see them scrambling, whichever side you go to, you try to get somewhere where they can go to, because both Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers do that all the time. They scramble all the way to the outside. Looks like they're going to be sacked or run out of bounds, and all of a sudden they sling it down for somehow get a first down with some random person wide open down the field.
And the last time Tampa Bay and the Chiefs played in the regular season, Tyreek Hill kind of went off for 200 yards and I think it was 2 touchdowns in the first half of the game.
Yeah, like I said, the Bucs defense is really good, but I just think Patrick Mahomes and their offense is too good. They have too many weapons. They're all too fast. Like you just said, Tyreek Hill is the fastest guy in the NFL. He can get past anyone. Then you've got McCole Hardman. You've got Sammy Watkins. You have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You have Le'Veon Bell. The Chiefs' offense is just too good. And like you said, their defense has definitely stepped up over the last half of the season. And we saw Tom Brady, when he's getting rushed, he just kind of stands there and takes
3 interceptions.
Exactly, when he's under
in
pressure.
In the NFC Championship game.
And the thing about Tom Brady is he's always slow to start in Super Bowls. He's usually very slow. And usually by the end of the game, he gets in rhythm and they start scoring a lot of points. Obviously,
Falcons.
I was going to say the Falcons game is a perfect example of that. But in every Super Bowl, I don't think Tom Brady scored a touchdown in the first quarter. They always start off slow, and obviously we know the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They put up a lot of numbers. And even if you look at last year, I think every single playoff game the Chiefs were in, they started off down. They were down by a touchdown, 2 touchdowns. And every single game they came back and won. So
I mean, look at they were down 9-0 against the Buffalo Bills, and
exactly, that's what I'm saying. The Chiefs can put up numbers quick. If Tom Brady and the Bucks don't start off, if they don't get a touchdown or two in the first quarter, the game might be over by the time the first quarter is over. Because like I said, the Chiefs are just going to keep racking up points, and if the Bucks can't keep up, then they're going to be screwed. So same, I'm taking the Chiefs. All right, so we will move on to our weekly Pistons talk. And we haven't really talked about them too much because there's really not much to say. The Pistons haven't been doing good. But if you actually watch the games, it's kind of weird because they're a lot more competitive than their record shows. The Pistons are 5-15 right now. We are third from the bottom in the league. Minnesota and Washington are both worse than us. So we're not the worst team in the league. Again, our team looks more competitive than we really are.
it's literally just all these young guys getting experience, and the good thing about it is they're gonna know what it's like to lose, and they're not gonna want to feel like they're not gonna want this feeling.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Either way, somebody pointed out and they said that this is a lot like the 76ers rebuild when they would just bring in cheap veterans. Well, Jeremiah Grant's not really cheap, but either way, they bring in certain veterans and look somewhat competitive. They have a lot of young guys who are promising young players who, like I said, we have Isaiah Stewart, who seems to get better every single game. If you're watching him, he is probably one of our best defensive players.
He's slowly starting to become the most hated player in the NBA.
Yeah, again, he's got that Ben Wallace type attitude where he just doesn't give a fuck about anyone, and he just straight up bullies other players. We saw it with, who was it, Dwight Howard.
He pantsed him.
Yeah, and then was it LeBron James that he was getting into the other night with the Lakers? Like, he is just so aggressive on defense.
And
players,
earlier in the season, Giannis got into his face.
Yep, he's, like I said, he's just that, like, dirty, and I wouldn't say dirty, but he's that aggressive player from, like, the old style of NBA where players don't play like that anymore, and they don't like it when you're playing aggressive on defense like that. So I'm loving Isaiah Stewart. And Killian Hayes is still out, who obviously we know he wasn't amazing in his first few games, but I think once he comes back, that's going to shift the offensive scheme a little bit more. Because right now
DeLon Wright isn't the best point guard.
No, and I wish that we could have Derrick Rose, but I understand he's still on a minutes restriction and everything like that.
And Derrick Rose is better coming off the bench. It's better to have Rose off the bench because he's an instant scorer off the bench. And that's where our starters have Blake Griffin, Wayne Ellington, which has been shooting lights out.
Yeah.
No matter what, I know Blake Griffin has been the best, but Blake Griffin is always looking to shoot when he gets the ball.
Yeah, that's one thing that frustrates me about Blake Griffin is he's not the Blake Griffin of old. He is not that down low, aggressive dunker, post type player. He's more of a wing outside shooter now, and there are some games where he can go off and make a bunch of threes, but I feel like he misses way more than he makes, and I feel like he is hurting us more than he's helping us. And I feel like I know his contract's too much. That's why we haven't traded him yet. I guarantee he would have already been traded if his contract wasn't so outrageous. But I think we just need to move on from Blake Griffin before the trade deadline and get another young player.
The thing is he has a player option. That's $38 million next year too.
Damn.
So
nobody wants to take on that contract. But
unless he starts balling out again and looking like he did back in 2018.
Yeah.
And that's honestly why I think Dwayne Casey is kind of just giving Blake Griffin the green light to do whatever he wants, hoping that Blake Griffin will look good, so then we could possibly move on from him. I can definitely see that. Jeremiah Grant playing outstanding. Everyone was like, oh, that's such an overpay. Like, the Pistons are so dumb. I don't know why they did that. Even though the Nuggets gave him the same exact contract we did, and they were trying to keep him on their bench.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, it wasn't an overpay for us, and I think it's an underpay, honestly.
Yeah, he's been a superstar in this league. Like we were talking about it the other day. There's only 4 or 5 other players in the league right now that are doing what he's doing, and as far as points, rebounds, and assists per game.
So players who average 24 plus points, 6 rebounds, and 2 plus 3-pointers made a game is Jeremiah Grant, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and James Harden.
So there's only 7 players in the league doing what he's doing. 6 players altogether, and that's some pretty good company to be in, if I do say so.
All 3 of them are basically all-stars, except for Durant, which I think he should be one this year.
He's becoming an all-star for sure.
Isaiah Stewart, like Jordan said, just plays amazing. Sadiq Bey, he's been playing pretty well. Obviously, just the more he plays, the more confidence he's going to have, and the more he's going to do better. Mason Plumlee's actually been playing really well too as of late. I don't know. I don't think he did as good last night or 2 nights ago, but in the Philly game, the Lakers game, and I forget the other game, he had double doubles all 3 nights. Blake Griffin, he's playing okay. Derrick Rose is playing extremely well off the bench again. Josh Jackson's playing pretty well.
That's what I'm
Sekou
saying.
Doumbouya needs a little more development.
Yeah, his shooting has definitely dropped off. Where the last year he looked to be an up and coming star, and then this year I don't know if it's his playing time that's diminished or it's just he's just not playing as well. But he definitely does not look like the same player he was last year.
But I like it because basically we're giving all these guys developing them, making them become NBA players. We're top 3, which could turn into a top overall pick. And get a great player next year too. Like Jordan said, Killian Hayes is injured, so we still have Killian Hayes coming back. Could be playing a lot better, could get worse. We never know. I definitely think he can be better. He was the 7th overall pick this year in the draft. I think he's gonna start playing like it when he comes back. Maybe not right away because of the injury, but I definitely think Killian Hayes will become a solid starting point guard for the Detroit Pistons.
Oh yeah, depending on how he recovers from his injury, that is. So, but all right, yeah, the Pistons play the Denver Nuggets tonight. We did win against the Lakers a couple nights ago and the 76ers a few nights ago, which those are 2 of the best teams in the league. But I'm pretty sure they were without Joel Embiid, and the Lakers when we beat them were without Anthony Davis. So we did beat 2 of the best teams in the league, but they were without.
And we got killed by Golden State.
Yeah, but we were at their house, and we are not a very good defensive team from the 3-point line. And when you're playing Steph Curry, all right, that's it. Like I said, we still have a long season. I mean, it is possible we turn it around and make the playoffs. I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe, again, once Killian Hayes comes back and everyone's healthy, again, we've seen everyone keeps improving little by little. So, and plus, we had a really tough stretch. We've played, to start the season, we had Boston twice, Milwaukee twice, actually Milwaukee 3 times, Miami twice, Philadelphia twice. We've had a really tough schedule to start the season, so maybe if that eases up a little bit, we can win a few more games and kind of be somewhere in the middle of the road, but I guess we'll see. All right.
We have a tough schedule coming up too.
Play Denver tonight, then Utah, Phoenix, Los Angeles, all on the road. Yeah, so it's like a next Denver 5-game road trip.
Oh, so Jeremiah Grant gets to go back to Denver tonight.
Yep.
All right.
Well, that's going to do it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We always appreciate it. We'll see you again next time.
Make sure to like and subscribe to get us to 100 subscribers for our awesome event that we're going to do once we hit 100 subscribers.
Yes. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.